G'day punters, welcome back to the MacBet Early Move where we preview the feature race in Brisbane on a Saturday. Joining me is John Mcleod, got the MacBet hat on. I finally managed to jag one on Saturday at the track.
Yeah, had a few spare there. A few of the boys grabbed it, but you've headlocked them and got one off them.
Yeah, grabbed it off them when they were drunk and vulnerable later in the night, which was, still a tough task, but I managed to come away with something there. Speaking of coming away with something, Monday, Doomben went ballistic. 4 out of 4 betting races we won. We had an exacto in one race, which ended up with a scratching, which might have been a good result because one of the other runners sort of ran into the numbers there. But yeah, geez, sort of had a good day. And Shijin in the last was probably the one I wanted to talk about the most. Tipped it out at $8, jumped 240 or something, and sort of still pushed in late from the yard.
Yeah, it was sort of it was one of those horses. I know one bloke on Twitter was sort of saying, "Oh, you've said that you've tipped something at 850, and there was about 6 scratchings, and the deductions would be huge." But it wasn't like that. It was 850, and there was about a 7-cent deduction. There was scratchings prior to that, but not. It was 850 everywhere after the other 5 scratchings. So
yeah,
it was just at the time. I was pretty keen on the other thing in the race. I just can't think of Golan's runner, and I thought Shijin could turn things around because it was going to lead. But by the time after about 3 or 4 races, you could tell that the leaders were going like bombs.
Yeah.
And it became a lot better bet than what we suggested early. But we were just lucky that we were on it early. So it was just it was. I think the market, it started 250 or something like that, and I think every Tom, Dick, and Harry pretty much caught on after about 3 races, and it was sort of like around about the $8 into $6, and then it comes 6s into 5s, and then into 4s, and then I don't know what price they actually put it up 30 minutes out, but it just kept tumbling, but it was the right horse. Everyone could see it was the leader. The other horse that I was tipping earlier, was always going to give it probably 6-length start on a leader's track. So, I bailed on the other one a little bit, but I increased my bet on the winner, which was good.
Shijin, yeah, absolutely. And I certainly missed the price in the morning. I backed Mcleod in the morning and then Shijin late, but I had a couple of all-ups running in and ended up going quite heavy on Shijin at the 240, which felt wrong, but got away with something that I absolutely walked into on the wet track. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I actually had more on it at around the 270, 280 myself.
Yeah.
It was sort of everything just kept on pushing you into it, and it was just one of those horses. I think after a while with when I started to change the prices, I could get it into about 320 or 310, but I was still a little bit worried about a few of the other horses that I had in the market that were back in the field, and I sort of kept on thinking, well, the more I keep hurting those horses, Shijin's going to keep on shortening, and it's just a matter of how much I want to hurt. So in those sort of circumstances when the track is biased so much, you've just got to. It becomes not a real pricing thing because you can actually you can make something 2s on if you want it.
Yeah.
But it's a matter of how far you go. It's just knowing in your own head this is the right horse, and how much more do I have to give this horse to get it into a certain price, and I was willing to make it short. So
yeah,
especially that one worked out.
Especially in those extreme conditions, it was great to see. And we returned to the scene of the crime, Doomben, on Saturday. The rail in the 2.5. The track's a soft 7 at the moment. What rating do you think we'll be at on Saturday, and how are you going to play it? Where do you want to be in the run?
I think no doubt it'll be a soft 5, and it's a matter of whether they can get it to a good 4. That's the question mark. It'll be either 5 to 4 or it stays at 5. As far as where they're going to be, it is a little bit tricky because you don't want to be getting out too far because supposedly they've had to put a lot of fill in the track.
Okay.
Pretty much where the winners were coming from the other day, which was 8.5. So they've got 6 meters and I doubt if the fence is going to be the place to be. So if the 2.5 metre range or 2.5, 3.5 metre range is not the place, and 8.5 is no good,
Yeah.
got about 3 or 4 metres, to play with, and that's going to be that 3 to 5 lane. So that's what I'm thinking.
All right, and we'll focus on race 7. I'll run us through the market here for our early move. Ballistic Lover is our favourite. Simply Fly, Ballistic Lover 270. Simply Fly $4.40. Blue Zebra $6. Snappy Reply $6.50. Miss Canada $9.50. Super Air $9.50. It's the Tony Gollan show here, isn't it? Oh, and Sherry's there at 10s. Yeah, it's the Gollan show.
Well, yeah, the way that, I'm just changing something at the moment just because I'm thinking about that Gollan's runners are going to dictate here. Snappy Fly and Blue Zebras, or Blue Zebras going to go straight to the front. They're going to run 1, 2. They're not going to be attacking each other or anything. And Ballistic Lover will be happy to take a sit. Xeri, it pushed forward the other day with Stewart on, but I think it's more likely to take a sit just in behind him. And Miss Canada, I don't know where it'll get to. So the Golden runners are going to dictate, and they're going to be sprinting off, not a slow pace, but just moderate pace. And by that stage in race 7, they're going to know whether the fence is no good or whatever. So they're going to be probably peeling that 3 lane out. So they're going to be in that 3 or 4 lane, perfect. They're going to make Ballistic Lover come back to the inside and try to run on in the worst part. And then other horses back in the field like Super Air and Simply Fly and those ones, they're going to have to peel either wider or go back to the inside as well. So they're just going to be there in the right spots. And I think there's 4 chances.
Before we jump into your 4 chances, John, have you made all of the adjustments you need to make there? Do we need to take 5?
No. It's like all my adjustments that I'm making at the moment here is really, I'll be making more adjustments in the morning, the more I think about what happens with the prices. And, every now and again, I sort of start to think, okay, I'll put this race in as an average speed. And that's what it was this morning or when I was looking at first off. And then I'm starting to think, okay, they're not going to go stupid here. So I'm just bringing it back a touch, which is going to, help horses like Snappy Reply. And, so I'm quite happy to
think up.
Yeah.
I'm nervous on the live tinkering on the video, but we'll go through the top 4 selections, and hopefully they don't change by the time we're done reading them out. We'll start with Sherry. You've got it on top. $10 quote at the moment. This is top pick with 1 unit assigned, is what I'm seeing, provided that hasn't changed.
That's going to be staying as is.
Where are we, Sherry?
Well, it's going to be 4-2 wide. It's going to be just parked in behind him. It's got the fitness edge over the 2 leaders, and also, it's got a fitness edge over Blue Zebra, that's for sure, in front of it. And this horse is a bit of an enigma with me because I didn't think it was that good, and then its win at Caloundra wasn't too bad, but in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking it didn't beat a lot. But then the horse that it beat came out and won by about 3 or 5 lengths at Toowoomba the other night and won easy. So, if this horse is improved, which I can't see any reason why, it's a lightly framed type of horse. The track won't be a problem. Getting to the right spot, it's the right odds around the $10 mark. So
it's named after Bronson Sherry from the Cronulla Sharks, and he's been kicked out of the NRL for doping and using steroids. So maybe that might be the extra boost we need on Saturday. The 11 runner, Snappy Reply, $6.50. Burn on board.
That's the one that's changed. I think I had it around about the $5 mark, $5.50 prior to this, but I can get it into about $4. And with it leading, the fitness edge that it's got over its stablemate in Blue Zebra, it came out of the gates. They put a stack on it the other day. I couldn't believe that it actually stayed so firm in the market. especially the way that it looked in the yard. It looked like it was going to improve, and it burst out of the gates, you know, at the behind the barriers before they let it go, and they had to bring it back around and check it. And supposedly it had a bit of a bump on its nose. So, you know, I can see it just improving. You know, and as I said, it's going to find the lead. So I'm going to probably put a few units on that. It's just a matter of here. You know, if I do, I bump this up a little bit. At the moment, I'm thinking probably 1 unit on both.
Yep.
But I could actually, you know, this is a race I could increase. You know, as it, you know, goes on. You know, especially if I'm right with the way the track's going to play.
For sure. We'll lock that in as our early move. Then it'll be 1 unit on Sherry, 1 on Snappy Reply. But stand by if you get the sheets, or if you're in the if you're a weekly or a monthly subscriber, you'll see on Saturday. If we push any further into this race, a couple of other hopes there. You've got Ballistic Lover, which we sort of spoke about there. Frad on board.
He'd get a lovely run, just get a perfect run in behind him. But, you know, as I said, he just might be forced to go back onto the inside. You know, he's going to show up. But if I'm right, Snappy Reply will probably leave the fence burn, and he'll show him the fence. And it's a matter of whether he can come through on the worst part of the track and knock it off.
For sure. Well, that wraps up our preview for race 7, guys. Make sure you head to macbet.com.au to receive the early mail, which we've got results up for relatively consistently each week, but sometimes I'll forget. So they go up once every week or every couple of weeks, but I'm always capturing that period that we've missed anyway. So they're up there every week on our Twitter at MacBet Tips, and any weekly and monthly subscribers, of course, will get the stuff from the yard. And I'm assuming you'll be there on course at Doomben on Saturday.
Yeah, I'll be there Saturday, and I'll probably be there on Sunday. I think I'll definitely be there. Maybe not for the first, but I might be there for the second race and onwards. But I'm going up. Just a matter of what time I can get out there.
For sure. And stay tuned, guys, for our best lay from the Windsor Weasel, Tommy Henjack. He's going good. I don't remember how he went last week. I think it might have hit the line, but I'm not sure.
No, he got the cash again.
He got the cash. I was at the track. There's a few shares. Completely forgotten.
It was a shorty. I think he laid one around the evens of 5 to 4. I don't know what price it got to, but he was all smiles after the race. I think he backed a few winners last week. So he just like me, I think we fought out of trouble. We had a bad day at Bow Desert, but the 2 days after it were quite good.
Sounds like he did some damage at the Sunny Coast as well. He was telling me a bit of a story.
Well, I think it wasn't that much damage. I think it was just hurting that he had to pay $20 for a jumper. He had to drive somewhere to get a jumper because he was cold. And then they called the races off.
I don't think he needed a jumper. He's pretty small there, Tommy.
That's why he was shaking. There's no fat there to keep him warm.
Too good. All right, John. Good luck tomorrow. Cheers.
All right, James. See you, mate.